Oh, hi, everybody.
Well, hello, everybody.
New Pope.
New Pope.
That new Pope smell.
Ah. I just like to get a new Pope every 20 to 75 years when I'm just itching for that new Pope smell.
Yeah, it's like towels. You know, you got to just, every once in a while, you got to replace them.
Boy, you really just don't buy towels that often, huh?
Yeah, you should buy them more often. People say, like, oh, yeah, you should replace your towels like every 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, I don't do
Why?
that either. Because they, even though you wash them, they tend to get, things lodged in them because they're cloth.
Yeah, whatever.
I think it's big Terry.
That's Big Terry. That's amazing. Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, I'm not having that at all.
I mean, I like it. Sometimes I get tired of our towels and I'm like, oh, I could use that as an excuse.
Yeah, totally. You could just be like,
Yeah.
oh, there's trapped bacteria in there. Not that I've ever gotten any kind of towel-related staph infection or anything, but sure.
That's what's wrong with me. If you hear something in my voice, it's towel related. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's, you know what? You're right. Here I am mocking it, and obviously a towel has been trying to kill you.
Towels are after me.
I'm going.
I don't know what to do for my second thing.
I only see one thing in there.
Well, I haven't put my first thing in. I'll put the one thing I'm sure about in.
Oh my God, this is hysterical.
I swear I had put your first thing in the bullpen and I did not.
Oh,
so
really?
Thank you for it would have been a major oversight.
I mean, it's so big that it's in this thing.
Forget ducks.
Yeah. No, over.
Maybe 94 or 93. 93 or 94 seem like my...
I'm sorry, I got distracted by the NPR version of this discussion and I am dying and I have to put it in there. Okay, let me look at the bullpen. 94 or 95?
93 or 94.
Oh, 93. I don't know 93 at all.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
And yeah.
All right, let's do that one then.
Totally. I'm curious about the other one, but yeah.
All
and
right.
94 is hysterical.
94? Yeah, no. 94 isn't pressing. It's funny though.
Funny though.
Yeah.
Hold on, I have to put this in here because this made me laugh.
So my group chat is all blowing up about whether the Pope is a Cubs fan or a Sox fan because he's from Chicago.
Right. Except that he spent the last however
like
many
his
years
entire
in
life
Peru.
in Peru.
Right. He's
I know,
like,
yeah,
I don't.
But he was born in the south suburbs.
And by God, I feel like if you were born in Chicago, like you have to pick a team, right?
I'm sure. Yeah. Like it just doesn't not happen. However, some people are saying he's a Cubs fan. And I asked my friend Doug, I'm like, what's the evidence? He's like, people are saying it on Twitter. I'm like,
I was just going to say it's a many people are saying situation.
Yeah.
Good enough.
But yeah, no, all my Illinois friends are having a blast.
I bet.
There's
from Illinois is like
a post from Dan Shimborski. I look forward to encyclical about why the Packers suck.
That's good. That's excellent. You know, I have a nothing. It's just gonna be a buzzkill. Let's just stay with what we're.
Are you gonna talk about the Packers outlook?
I wasn't at all. No, I was gonna talk about Twitter, and I'm just not.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's funny.
I was like, that's not fun. Where I was about to head is not fun.
One of the bellwethers of where things are going is my friend Mark from Illinois. I have a group chat with Mark and my friend Kurt. We all went to college together. And it used to be Twitter. And then recently it suddenly became Blue Sky. And I almost felt apologetic when I cross-post, like my friend Doug had sent me the Twitter post about the Packers thing. And I'm like, this is from Doug. This is not me taking a stance.
Like, it's not me. No. Yeah, it was just, I mean, all right, well, now that we're saying it, I just had a really interesting conversation with a friend who works at Amazon because all the Bay Area people and good liberals and whatever, right, like are trying to boycott Amazon buy less from Amazon because just the general kind of billionaire thing. So it's like,
Sure.
it
There's a lot of
goes
that.
along with the Target boycott, right? And like Jeff Bezos kind of being a suck up and them buying the Melania thing, whatever.
Yeah.
So there's all this talk about not using Amazon, which like from a climate perspective, I can't say I hate.
Mhm.
um, And then there's Tesla boycotts and there's this and that. But so my friend who works at Amazon was like, you know what I don't understand? Why people don't just quit Twitter. Like why he's like, why are you out here? You're out here boycotting Amazon in this kind of circuitous route, right? To this whole value. But if you're on Twitter, you are literally directly supporting him. Full stop. Right? Like he's like, you're just handing him eyeballs, money, attention, and power.
Traffic, blah, blah, blah.
Traffic.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Like everything that they then turn around and use to try to sell the 9 ads that are currently appearing on Twitter.
Right.
Like it was just such an interesting, I was like, oh my God, you are so right. And people will make any excuse for not leaving Twitter. Like, oh, I can't, and then business and the this and that, and that's where all the sports things are, and blah, 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 blah. And he was just like, I don't want to hear it. He's like, if you're boycotting Amazon and you're still on Twitter, I don't want to hear it. And I was like, you know what? Kind of touche, sir.
This is almost controversial to say, but I feel like the boycott culture has gotten a little bit out of hand.
So,
and that's not to say that you can't make good choices. I would direct everyone to the past 5 weeks of everybody in the pool for great content on like, here's things you can do. I think that's excellent. But this idea of like, well, this is related to that, it was related to that. And therefore I'm like, it's getting a little crazy, and I'm not sure how much of an effect it has. And I'm not saying it's the wrong impulse, but I feel like it does feed a bit of a, like, I want to feel good about it, not actually have an effect, if that makes sense.
That is totally.
And I don't even mean that judgmentally. Like, that's natural for humans to gravitate towards.
Yeah, but hold on, because I'm actually trying to find. So there is data. I read this like fascinating.
Yeah.
I read this fascinating piece that I'm going to find and share with you after this. That was a write-up all about protest. And that had tons and tons of historical examples of when, in fact, economic power, opting out, and boycotts broke the back of whatever the thing was. And so I simultaneously agree that we, in our current culture, we flatten everything to the simplest possible solution, and we sometimes aim poorly. Right. We're just like, I'm going to boycott this, that, and the other thing, but stay on Twitter. Yeah. Like, fair. But also those signals, as evidenced by the fact that I just did 5 episodes in a row on what you can do personally to like send consumer signals. Yeah. They do really matter.
No, I agree. And I think watering them down with a let's boycott everything hurts that. Versus
I don't think that's happening right now. I mean, that happens, but I think like
it's happening right now.
Well, what I'm hearing from people is I'm boycotting Amazon and Target, and I'm protesting in front of Tesla. I'm not hearing like some big. I mean, yes, there are always going to be people who are like, and I'm mad at Starbucks today,
and we're talking anecdotally and all of that. But
right,
I get a lot of like,
but like the Target thing has worked.
I very much don't like AI, but I also use it. You know, like like you say, like. I'm against Elon Musk, but I'm also on Twitter all the time. So that's the kind. There's so much going on that we can look at different aspects and see different things.
Yes, we can. But I do not. I actually specifically don't want to discount the value of, because I think like it's very easy to sort of be like, oh, I'm not protesting, I'm not doing anything. But if you are directing your dollars wisely and with intention, you are doing a lot. And historically, that has worked.
I'm 100% with you on that. And I would encourage people to make sure they know what they're doing when they do that. Because I've seen some people encouraging boycotts where I'm like, I'm not sure that's going to have any effect. Whereas you've rightly pointed out some that are definitely having effect, and you can have an effect. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. Is there's a lot of people trying to take advantage of the situation and like, well, I don't like this company, so I'm going to try to make up a story that they're a problem when they're not. Or even, And
I don't know.
I see a lot of that out there.
I mean, at this point, what company that is effectively a monopoly or owned by private equity or is engaging in extractive consumer practices is not worthy of, right? Like,
well,
hey,
that's the problem, that like you're just not going to do anything.
repair.
So you need to focus on the top ones, right?
I guess so. I would say the top line is reuse, repair, and buy local. Like,
yeah, that too, right? And
and then you are effectively boycotting everything, and that's fine.
To me, that's better. It's like, oh, maybe just act sustainably, you know, and suddenly you'll find you don't need to be using some of those other places.
One friend put it really well. She was like, we always talk about less, but in fact, we should talk about more, as in more of this. More reuse, repair, and community and local shopping, right? Instead of just like less Amazon, less.
That's a good call, because deprivation doesn't sell well. Right. Like there's that big difference between what people say and what they do. And deprivation is a thing that people will do less often than they say.
Yes.
Whereas more is great. Like, oh, I'm going to do more of this because it makes me feel better. And I like that.
Turns out shared sacrifice is not actually our jam as Americans.
Or as humans.
Yeah. But I'm so irritated with the bros who have taken this word but an abundance mindset is effective. So more of this, more of that, more of this. And it just automatically translates into less of that. But like, look, less corporate consumption across the board. Super. It's great.
Yeah.
All right. And that's been politics. Just kidding.
By the way, everybody loved the little DTNS experiment we did. So
yeah, more of that.
Thanks for the folks writing in on that. We're not going to fake it up or anything, but the next time something comes up, we should do that.
That's in the tech realm. Absolutely hilarious. Yeah. By the way, I just want to shout out the Discord, where evidently, according to Joe from looks like yesterday, CBS, in talking about the Cardinals, is what happens when you're on TV for too long. One thing we know they're not doing is checking Instagram, because their devices have all been confiscated. I believe the kids call it raw dogging.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. The Cardinals were
raw dogging the conclave.
Yeah. Yeah, because they reduce what distractions, they reduce the kind of food. I don't think they lock them in anymore. They used to do that back in the day, but yeah.
No pun intended.
No, that's definitely what
the Cardinals were raw dogging the conclave is the most 25 cents. Like, I don't know that we're going to get better than that. I don't know.
Illinois Pope. I know he's
kind of excited.
Into
USA.
I mean, he's an upstater, but I'm not going to hold that against him.
Yeah, there you go. He's your guy. He's
our guy.
You're a homer.
Speaking of things,
yeah,
should we talk about them?
Do that. Let's do that.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Clapping it. Oh, Rich is in a Norman Rockwell painting. If you're wondering where he is.
Yeah, he's doing something unbelievably wholesome.
Yeah, it's with school and children and helping parents.
My God. Yeah.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Music in 3, 2. Give it to me.
Hey everyone, I'm Molly Wood.
And I'm Tom Merritt.
Welcome to It's a Thing, the weekly podcast supported by you that is all about things that are things.
Yeah, man. If you want to be the person in the room that goes like, oh yeah, that's a thing. Let me tell you why. This is the show for you.
This is literally the show for you. How many times have you had that conversation at a dinner party? A million? Yeah, we're here for you.
Yeah.
We're here for you.
If you're I almost wanted to spoil one of our things, but yeah, if someone's like raw dogging, you're like, well, no, it's not like it sounds. Here's why it's a thing. It's we've explained that before.
Just educate and entertain.
Yeah,
as best we can.
Indeed. Also, thanks to everybody who's been sending us pictures of them in their merch. It's a thing.me/shop is where you can buy the things that we have in store for you. See what I did?
Love it. Yeah. And when I say supported by you, I mean that literally. If you would like to support this show directly, we are fully funded by patrons at patreon.com/it's a thing. That's where you can keep us on the air.
We are underwritten by you. not
right.
some dog food company or some think tank or anything like that.
I mean, we
Yeah.
might be willing to
I mean,
if they
yeah, I'm not
called
gonna totally
us,
rule it out if they,
you know,
but yeah,
but right now it's you.
depends on the think tank. Molly, are you worried about people sharking on you this summer?
I mean, I'm always worried about sharks.
Yeah.
Is that what we mean
No.
or no?
Depends
Yeah,
on, by sharks, do you mean single men hitting on you?
Oh my goodness. What?
Sharking
What
is a metaphor for being on the hunt for a romantic or sexual partner. And sharking all summer has kind of risen back to popularity in the past couple of months. So people talking about, yeah, man, I'm going to be sharking all summer because they're going to be looking for dates.
Oh my goodness. This is hysterical. I'm going to be sharking all summer. Made a comeback in March 2025 in a TikTok with somebody posting a video dressed in a shark costume and dancing to the song Whim Whammy by Pluto and YK Nice. I mean, sometimes I read stuff about the internet. Like, we're pretty good at things on the show. And then sometimes I read stuff on the internet and I'm like, what?
Dude. Yeah, this hasn't been around for that long. I guess it originated back in 2024, May 2024, and then it came back again in March, like you were saying. But yeah, if you hear kids probably saying something about sharking, well, they're just talking about flirting.
I like that this is the new like hot boy, hot girl summer, sharking all summer.
Sharking all summer.
This is excellent. That is a good one. I look forward to hearing this.
Would Danny
all summer
have been sharking in Greece, or because he stuck with one lady, does that mean he wasn't sharking all summer?
He definitely was not. I mean, he was sharking her.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely not sharking all summer.
He was not. It was just summer loving, not sharking
until Sandy came along.
Yeah.
Sandy.
He was sharking until Sandy.
He was sharking until Sandy came along.
Yeah, he was sharking until Sandy de-toothed him.
Too far.
No.
Yeah. Tom you can't see him necessarily unless you're on YouTube, but he just got the 1,000-yard stare to evaluate his own joke. Like, is that, that's a no.
Molly knows this. No. I just say things, and sometimes they're hilarious, and sometimes they're that.
And sometimes he ponders whether they're hilarious because you never, like grenade
they just
joke.
Come out first.
Toss it out.
Yeah.
Then it explodes.
Sharking all summer, folks. Let us know.
Sharking all summer.
Send us an email if you're sharking this summer. We want to know how it's going.
You may also be spending your time training with 99 of your buddies for your fight with a silverback gorilla.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought this one.
Dude.
This is the heir to the man-sized duck debate.
It 100% is. The 100 men versus one gorilla, and specifically one silverback gorilla, is the debate that has taken over the internet. It is unbelievable. I have now discussed this at multiple gatherings. I have landed on an answer personally, but we're all still, constantly deliberating. But if you haven't heard it, it is literally what it sounds like. And by the way, it's so popular that it is in, like, usually we get stuff from Know Your Meme.
Yeah.
This one's in Wikipedia.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
It came up initially in 2020, but it went viral in April because Mr. Beast posted about it. He posted a joke tweet.
So he supercharged it. Yeah.
He supercharged it. And so now, like that, it was one tweet asking for 100 male volunteers to take on the hypothetical challenge of fighting a gorilla. The tweet garnered over 17 million views, and now it's all anybody can talk about. I personally am of the opinion that the men would win, but we'd lose like 50 of them.
Yeah. That sounds right. We could fine tune that number, but I'm with you generally speaking. Like, not everybody's going to make it out of that fight.
And then my absolute favorite thing is, but of course, like the memes are hilarious, right? Like what really is great about this is not even the question; it's just the memes. And so there's one, like this guy Michael posted something, and it brackets, right? Signing to gorilla, me Michael, friend gorilla, no fight gorilla. Michael betray man for friend gorilla.
Wow.
And on and on and on. But then my favorite thing is that 6 days ago, NPR posted just the most NPR take ever on this viral meme that everyone's having so much fun with. Their headline is, gorillas have a big fight ahead of them, but it's not against 100 men, experts say.
Oh.
Totally. Oh my God. But look up the memes because they are priceless.
Yeah. Anyway. I also love that in the Wikipedia article you linked to, there's a section called scientific assessment.
Yeah. There's a
Tara Stowinski, president of the Diane Fossey Gorilla Fund, has said that people often overestimate the power of gorillas. She thought that a large group of humans could use their ability to cooperate and coordinate, taking turns to attack, to prolong the battle that could eventually wear a gorilla out. So this is like primatologists are like, huh, interesting.
Yeah, everyone is like, I
know a lot about gorillas. How would this apply?
Right. I mean, it's pretty like, oh my God. They're calling it an unserious scenario, but no one could stop talking about it.
Yeah.
It's so fun. Speaking to Men's Journal, Dr. Kat Hobater, a primatologist at University of St. Andrews, explains the 100 men wouldn't stand a chance. A single punch would floor them, she said, adding that a silverback could easily wipe out waves of attackers. There have been simulations. Someone created a simulation online.
So there's not scientific consensus yet on who would win.
It seems like, in the words of Dreams, Chase, and Mike, I think 100 guys could beat one gorilla. Everybody just got to be dedicated to the they have to coordinate.
Right. We are a hunting species, know.
If they can't.
Yeah.
But I mean, this was on Inside the NBA. Shaq, Chuck, and Kenny had to talk about it. Like everybody's talked about this. Everyone.
I feel like the Nuggets could do this, but I'm not sure about the Lakers.
Exactly. And the Cavs evidently would just the Cavs, would just fall apart. Is that who the Pacers are destroying right now?
Destroying. Yeah.
Anyway. It's all anybody can talk about. Take it to your group chats, friends. To the group chats.
To the group chats. Another one that might serve you well. You may not run into it, but if you bring it up, I almost guarantee the Gen Zs around you will be like, oh yeah, I know that. Because this has been around for a few years. Pass the phone.
Mm-hmm.
Pass the phone is where you say something on a video, you keep it recording, so you're pointing the phone at yourself and you say like, I'm going to pass the phone to a home wrecker. They don't know you said that. Then you pass it to the next person and that person says, I'm going to pass the phone to the smelliest person I know. And they pass the phone, and it depends on your friend circle, how rude these get. Sometimes they're light, sometimes they're pretty raunchy. But nobody knows what everyone said until the video's done. And then you all look at it and it's hilarious.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's friends roasting each other, basically.
Right. It's just roasting. No, this is hysterical. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna pass it. So apparently this couple did this, and he goes, I'm gonna pass the phone to somebody that's pretty, but also so lazy that all she wants to do is lay in bed every day.
Okay. Yeah.
And then she said, well, I'm gonna pass the phone to the person that wears beanies and hats to cover up the fact that he's balding prematurely. So just be careful with this one. The
first one feels safer, not entirely safe, depending on the situation, but sleeping in, it's not that horrible unless she's sensitive about it, right?
I'm giving this to
the bald one. I'm like,
oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can't wait to ask my son if he's been doing these. This is a good one.
Yeah. Pass the phone. It's funny. I was at the TMS Vegas gathering last week and I asked Scott Johnson and his family and a few friends were having dinner. And I said, does anybody know Pass the Phone? His daughter and her friend were like, oh, yeah, no, I know that. Nobody else did because everybody else was over 30.
Right. Oh, such a good one. I love that.
Pass the phone.
Pass the phone. Well, I have a new wellness trend for you that will probably soon become an official diagnosis from the new Surgeon General. There has been a lot of discussion of this concept called cortisol addiction. I don't know if you have heard this going around.
What I know, I've actually seen cortisol bumping around in headlines and stuff recently, so this doesn't surprise me. And all I know about cortisol is it's a stress-related hormone. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a hormone that we make and use like when we need more energy.
Okay.
So it, I think, gets painted as a stress related hormone, probably because we make more of it when we're stressed.
Yeah.
Stress in this case can mean like lots of things, right? It can mean effort, exertion.
Okay.
But if you,
Not the
but the
bad
idea,
stress all the time, right? Yeah.
not necessarily. Yeah, exactly. So exertion causes the production of cortisol.
And it's related to weight gain. Am I right about that?
Maybe.
I've seen some, and maybe that's a
I think
less solidified thing.
Well, I think that's sort of part of this idea is that it causes belly fat because you've got this high level of it, and they do call it often the stress hormone. And yes, they say it can lead to weight gain. It is, I'm going to look this up so we can be more specific, which is, it is a hormone that serves as a chemical messenger, often called the stress hormone, and it can increase blood sugar, reduce inflammation, suppress the immune system, and aid in nutrient metabolism. So it's like cortisol is probably the reason that the day you get on vacation, you get sick.
Because it goes away.
Because like when you're stressed, you're working.
Right,
your body is working to keep you healthy because like we got to get up this mountain, and then you get up the mountain, and then you like get sick. Okay. So then the idea is, and then yes, high levels, they say, can in fact start to cause weight gain because you're just, I don't know, stressed. Your body's stressed. So now there's this concept of cortisol addiction, which is like the idea that we don't in our modern society even know how to function without cortisol. And so we can't go to sleep. We can't calm down because we are
tie into social media somehow, like the stress.
It does. Yeah, of course. And then that's where you learn all about your cortisol addiction. So then you can remain stressed. And then you need to look at social media all the time because you're so used to being in a state of constant stress that your body doesn't know how to feel without it.
Yeah.
And then it's also started to become a little bit of a conversation around exercise. Like I actually had this moment. I've been doing, hey, I don't know if you've heard, I've been doing Orange Theory.
But all the time.
But I started to feel like maybe doing the really intense full circuit classes 3 or 4 times a week was causing a bit of a cortisol reaction that was causing my body to like retain every bit of weight in water and like, so I've transitioned to more strength training and just one full circuit.
And you're no longer burning 15,000 calories a day.
I'm down to like 10,000. Still so hungry.
Better?
I know it's better. But it is this sort of, it's like doctors are like, okay, well, that's not real cortisol addiction. Like many social media trends, it's not a medical terminology. It is more a social media trend, but they are saying that people are kind of addicted to stress. Like we might be creating a cycle.
Yeah, I can buy that.
Addictive behavior because we need
using addiction when you talk to medical professionals is always a problem because there's a medical definition of addiction, but a cycle, a repetitive cycle, whether it's technically addiction or not, makes sense to me.
Yep, exactly. So if you're often looking for, like, if you can't feel good unless you're doing that hardcore 3G Orange Theory class 3 times a week, which I was starting to feel, or if you can't feel good unless you've like doom scrolled a little bit because it gets you to a, like we can be uncomfortable with discomfort, or sorry, we can be way too comfortable with discomfort, and because we don't know how it feels to not have it. So anyway, I think it's like a really interesting conversation that, probably again has been flattened. The term has been flattened, but it's really just like, guys, it's okay to rest. It's okay to sleep. Your body wants you to do that.
Yeah. Also, in this Tom's Guide article about it, the things to do to break the cortisol cycle are all just good advice for other things too. So I don't have a problem with that. Practice mindfulness, keep a consistent sleep schedule, have a better diet. All of this stuff is like, oh yeah, this is all good stuff to do, right?
Right, exactly. And it really just comes down to like, try not to be so American. Everyone try not to be so hardcore all the time.
Cortisol addiction.
Cortisol
That's a good
addiction.
one.
The more now that I've heard it once too, it's all I can hear. It's everywhere.
So we're introducing a new feature of It's a Thing this week, where we want to pick of our 4 things or possibly a wild card, the thing of the week. so that we can dub that, doesn't mean it's like the best thing. Just it's like the Time Person of the Year where they pick Earth and they're like, it's just the thing that made the most impact or whatever.
It's the thingiest thing.
The thingiest thing. So if you're in the chat or in the Discord and you want to throw out your vote, it's not going to be an election, but we'll pay attention to that. Do you have one of the 4 you would nominate as our thing of the week? This is going to be like a papal conclave. Molly and I are going to have to come to a consensus.
It's very conclavey.
I don't know if we'll burn smoke or not, but we might.
We might. I mean, I suspect that there are going to be weeks when this is tricky. I do not think this is one of those weeks. For me, the 100 Men versus Gorilla is like
it's kind of obvious, right?
Thing. Even if I hadn't put it, it's like it's the thingiest thing.
When I saw you put it in here, I was like, did I not put that in there? How did I not put that in there?
He's like, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, no question, the thing of the week is 100 Men versus 1 Gorilla. And I cannot wait to hear, by the way, like just email us your answers.
Yeah.
Think? Yeah.
Love that. Yeah.
Feedback at it'sathing.me. Tell us who you think will win. Let's just keep it going.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit about why or whatever. We also love just getting your things as well. Lon wrote into feedback at it'sathing.me on Art Deco. He said, Thingsters, you say Art Deco, I say robber baron core.
Wow.
Because everything's core. It's pretty great.
Yeah. That's, oh boy. Also, that cuts deep on the Art Deco, doesn't it? Like, you're so right. It's just Gatsby.
It's very Gatsby.
Robber Baron core.
I love robber baron core, but I'm not sure if it's Art Deco now. Because I think robber baron is like late 19th century and Art Deco's the 20s.
I mean,
but it's so Gatsby.
It's Gatsby.
Spiritually accurate.
It is spiritually, if not literally, and maybe even literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Matt Bat on accruing stuff. So on episode 366 of It's a Thing, you were talking about how you want less swag the older you get. I remember someone telling me that they have added refuse to reduce, reuse, recycle. In other words, if people stop taking manufactured garbage, then companies will stop making them. Not really a thing yet. I may steal this for the newsletter this week. That is outstanding.
Yeah. Refuse is a really good one. You don't have to take that free thing.
You don't have to take it. Just say no, thank you.
Most of the time it becomes a burden.
Yeah. No, thanks. Yeah. I don't want a t-shirt.
And I would even say refuse to get caught up in that trend to buy that thing that you're suddenly going to be like, why did I buy that?
Yeah. Refuse to buy, refuse to take. Yeah. Like, yes. Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah. Good one, Matt Bat. Mike gets an In the Wild Thing reaction. Tom, Molly, and Rich shopping with my 13-year-old daughter and saw barrel-legged jeans. I pointed them out because I heard them on It's a Thing. She dramatically turned up her nose and said no. So maybe there's hope for the next generation.
Oh, there is. She gets it.
Yeah, she's her father's daughter.
That's amazing. Ambassador Domo writes in on a thing shark jump. It is Saturday morning, says Ambassador Domo. That means a new video drop from Babish. Love Babish. This week's episode is a road trip to rate Buc-ee's. I know that until Buc-ee's goes national, they will not have jumped the shark. But I think they're getting close. What is Buc-ee's? I don't even know what Buc-ee's is. He says, I just wish they were closer to me in New Jersey. The closest one will be in Harrisonburg, Virginia, 351 miles. That opens June 30th, 2025. Like literally, wow. Ambassador Domo is mapping these to the mile, and I've never heard of it. And is saying that New Jersey is just going to get billboards about it. I know people outside. Then something about the gas pump law and the whatever. But bro, what is
it's a chain of country stores, gas stations, and electric vehicle chargers.
What on earth?
Founded in 1982, so it wasn't always electric vehicles chargers, but
yeah. Boy, when you do a web search for it, like you get 14 cities that are getting a new Buc-ee's. New Buc-ee's in Georgia will open. When is the Buc-ee's opening in Ohio?
Yeah.
Unbelievable Buc-ee's. But construction is finally starting on first Buc-ee's in Arizona. I'm getting the sense that Buc-ee's might be a thing.
Buc-ee's is definitely a thing. Good one, Ambassador Domo.
It's fascinating.
You know, it's funny. I'm reading the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. Have you heard of that?
Oh, yeah. I have been listening to it. The audiobooks, by the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Oh, amazing.
The performance.
One of the things that the author does, this is not terribly spoilery, but one of the conceits is that there are safe rooms in the dungeon, and the safe rooms are often themed from places on Earth. So there's a Whataburger, and I keep running into ones where he's like, he walked into one, it was some place called a Whataburger. I'm like, Whataburger, that's cool. And then the next one, there's some place called an EG's. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. Look it up. Oh, it's an Arizona chain. So it's kind of like this.
Fascinating. It's like a little treasure hunt. Yeah, I have to say, people are very excited. It's actually kind of funny to see how some of the people who are so excited about those books clearly like have never played a video game before.
Yeah.
Like they're just like, this is so clever. And I'm like, it's a video game.
Some of the mechanics are just taken from video games.
It's an RPG, but the audiobook performance
so good.
Is unbelievable, friends. Like if you are into audiobooks in the slightest, you got to listen to this. I've never heard such an incredible set of voices done by the same person.
Yeah, the guy who does the narration, Jeff Hughes, started Sound Booth Theater. I interviewed them. It's going to be on DTNS next week, and it's just a way to make really good audiobooks. He's like, let's pump this up. Let's make them good.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, Sound Booth Theater is really worth looking into, too.
It might be a thing.
Ambassador Domo also wrote in on 100 Men versus one gorilla, by the way. Just want to give a tip to that as well.
Because thingiest thing ever. Sandra in Kirkland wrote in on an instrument thing. Howdy, Motori. I'm starting to think theremins are a thing, or thing rising, as astrologists would say. I love that so much. They feature in 2 Apple Plus shows, Severance and The Big Door Prize, and now I'm starting to see them in social content. Am I just wishing? Are you seeing them too? What say you? All right, what's theremin? Hold on. I feel like I know what this is, but I'm not 100% sure, so now I gotta like...
It's the Doctor Who sound. Also Star Trek.
Yeah, it's the little like you turn the things. Oh, maybe.
Yeah, theremin never totally goes away, and it's always got a subculture around it. But yeah, good one, Sandra.
That's a good one. By the way, Sandra linked to an Instagram post of cats playing with the theremin.
Nice.
And said, giving the people what they want, more cats playing theremin.
That is the internet.
That's outstanding.
Writ large.
Yes, it is.
Bernie is our last email on a Block Blast alternative. Wrote, hey guys, a few episodes back, Molly talked about Block Blast. I'm currently playing a game called Wooden 100. It's Tetris-like, but the pieces are wood. You can rotate them, and there is a hex mode. I'm sorry if I've created a new problem. Love the shows.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm really having to start to like legitimately ban Block Blast during the day. Like, I got to put rules on this.
So we gave Rich a challenge.
Yes, we did.
We love the shout outs that we've been doing, but we said, Rich, we've been doing them this way for a while, and we're always proud of the fact that we do them better than anyone else, but can you do them even better?
Mm-hmm. We just want everybody to get their own standalone call out.
Yeah.
Is what we're going for here. We don't want to bury you in a paragraph. Standalone call out. So here, without further ado, except a teeny bit of ado, are the shout outs, by which we mean those of you who support us at patreon.com/itsatthing at the shout out level, making sure that you hear your name in the show every week. Here we go. Brian, so this is this week's shout outs are in the style of soft drink catchphrases.
Yes, you all get your own custom catchphrase.
All get your own custom catchphrase. Brian John Porcaro, for those who think young.
Morris Jones, the choice of a new generation.
Always Benjamin Forrest.
AJ Venturella, every day, every way.
Lee Price, it's frothy, man.
That's an actual slogan.
Cresta.
Kevin Sill, release the beast.
Eric Duncan, gives you wings.
Jake Woods, taste the feeling.
Nothing beats an ice cold Gabrielle Cohen.
Nothing. S-Dub Texas, that's a Big 10-4.
Lara Abel, it's the real thing.
Classic. Valor Trucks, sabor que te hace vibrar, which is Guarana Antarctica, apparently.
Apparently. Make AB Puppy yours.
Louis Saint-Amour, what's the worst that could happen? That's a Dr. Pepper slogan? Nice.
Evidently. And finally, Mike Akins, my number one.
Ah, yay. That's fantastic. I love those.
Drinks featured in these shout outs include Pepsi, Coca-Cola, RC Cola, Orangina, Fanta, Big Red, 7-Up, Dr. Pepper, and Sarsi.
Sarsi.
Never heard of Sarsi. Love
Good
it.
stuff.
Thank you to those of you who support us at any level at patreon.com/itsatthing, especially that shout out level. We appreciate you.
Indeed. You can also support the show by buying merch at our shopping page. It's thing.me/shop. Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Just be a rhythm to the beat of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was perfect. That was
great.
the perfect shout out rewrite.
I love that shout out.
In my opinion.
Yeah. Slogans are a good one.
Slogans are good. I'm down with slogans. And it turns out Coca-Cola has had roughly 1 trillion slogans.
Yeah. I mean,
couldn't
it's the
believe how
real
many of
thing is
them.
the one that would come out, but I didn't know. Always Coca-Cola.
Taste the
feeling. I've forgotten all about that. I think that was
Yeah.
the new Coke era, maybe.
Oh, I bet it was. Yeah, I had no idea. Huh. Fascinating.
Fascinating, Captain.
Fascinating, Captain.
New Pope. Sorry.
New Pope, Illinois. Illinois Pope.
Very excited about our
He's your
Illinois
guy.
Pope.
All right. We should let Tom go because he needs a lozenge and to
That's true.
read everything he possibly can about his new Pope.
Indeed. That's why I'm wearing my Illinois hat. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
Although
everyone.
we went
Have a
to
great week.
Villanova, but bye, everybody.